Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the lab. As always, sitting with you is Brandon Wierig, Alex Trotter, and I'm Lou Fullenkamp. We hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode talking with TJ from Yale University. Today, what we are going to discuss, and Brandon is actually now 2 for 2 on topics. About time he starts pulling his weight around.
There we go.
But we are actually going to talk about... Trotter says he stole his idea. We are going to talk about coaching styles today. So, Brandon, if you would, give us a little bit of information here on, what kind of archetypes you're talking about when you talk about coaching styles. Like, give me a few examples here.
All right. Well, everybody's different. Every athlete responds. It's like everybody's body's different. Everybody also responds to different coaching intensities, I guess, would be a good way to put it differently. So we got some, like today we had 25-ish, 30 different athletes in the gym at one time. So anywhere from college to, I want to say around 5th grade might have been the youngest kid today.
Yeah.
Pretty close. So I mean, age plays a big factor in it with your wording and, like, obviously the language you can use, things like that.
Terminology is what he's referring to.
I just keep thinking of that.
And I know
goddamn old man.
one girl, there are 2 girls in there off the top of my head that are just complete. I mean, they're top dogs. One's a college track athlete that's shattered records her freshman year. The next one's going to be an incoming freshman. So they're 2 athletes have been with us for a while, so we can kind of harp on them. And, like, if they're not doing what they need to be doing, like, we can kind of be like the drill sergeant type style coach.
Yeah.
And then you got...
brutally honest.
Yeah. And then you got the new kid that's only been there maybe 3 or 4 times. It's a college athlete that's hasn't quite seen that side yet. So, we're kind of still favoring it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then obviously with young kids, you got to kind of keep everything super simple. Kind of, some kids are shy, so you got to kind of have like the side conversations with them and things like that. So kind of being able to turn on different personalities.
We're different heads.
In a matter of a second. It's huge as a coach.
Yeah.
Especially when you're with across different ages, different sports, different personalities and things like that all at one session.
Yeah.
And then we have, later today, we got some of our Special Olympics kids coming in. So they have maybe Down syndrome or autism or just high levels of ADHD. Mm-hmm. So your patient level just needs to kind of be a little bit more higher than. Because, I mean, they're not maybe physically able to reach the positions or something like that you want them to be, or they just can't quite comprehend it. So you just have to have a lot of tools in your belt to kind of figure out how can you get them in a maybe not like an optimal position, but like in the safest position for their body type. Yeah.
Optimal for them. Yeah.
Yeah, compared to a high functional level athlete.
Yeah. I feel like that goes a long way for, like, articulating and communicating what you want out of them, but then also just motivation style.
Yeah.
You can crush someone real quick if it's too harsh too soon.
Oh, yeah. You can have kids not want to come back. Yeah. I mean, it's not one of those things where that we predict their playing time. Like, people pay to come work out with us, and it's very easy just to say, I'm not coming back, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, we're not, like, stupid or naive to the fact either that there's other trainers in the area, and it's our job to elevate the athlete. If we aren't doing that in all aspects of that athlete's life or perspective, if you will, then like there's nothing really stopping them from being like, all right, well, I'm going over here now, and like that's understandable, and that needs to be like in the forefront of everybody's mind, like when you are coaching, that like this isn't like a burn and turn mentality that you need to have. Like the kids are a direct reflection of you as the coach. One of my favorite things is like hearing these athletes, they get recognized because they're like, oh, you're like a no-name kid. Like that's awesome. Like that's a good feeling to have. So you got to keep that in the back of your mind too. And then, going off of like what Brandon said, like all the cues and stuff that you would use for certain athletes too, it's not going to work. It's not a universal cue. You know, you got to kind of find one that works for the athlete themselves and let that stick. So, yeah, it's playing around a lot.
Makes sense. I feel like growing up, like the standard strength coach per se, like the standard archetype was like that hard ass that like just yelled at you all the time.
Sure.
And I feel like nowadays you see so many different varieties of like just personalities, delivery of information. Like for example, one of the guys that I used to work out with, when he would work with people, he was kind of more of like a man of few words, but like the speak softly but carry a big stick kind of a thing. Because like whenever he would make corrections, he would deliver it in the perfect way for that person to use, whether or not if they were an older gentleman or if they were a young athlete. But he always had the same monotone and flat effect on his face, so I don't think people could read him very well. What do you guys think you respond the best to when you guys were training or are training?
Oh, man.
I'm going to dig here a little bit. I want to find out.
So I would say that I switch in terms of like depending on the day kind of thing. So like when I get super competitive but I'm having a bad day, I almost need like a little bit of like words of encouragement to like pull myself out of like my own hole that I'm digging. Because I'll overanalyze every single parts of the movement. And I'm like, nope, this feels like shit. This feels like shit. Today sucks. Like blah, 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 blah. Rather than just correct it and go. And then like there's other times where I'm having like a really good day. So then like I use the fuel of like shit talking essentially, you know, because like I can still hear and like picture all of the people that like doubted me throughout my whole life or whatever, you know, or just like certain situations like that said, you know, I never be shit. Like I can't make a job out of this, or I can't make a career out of this. Like, you're only going to be able to lift X amount of weight, like blah, 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 blah. So like, I still hear those voices in my head. So then it's like, I'll prove all of you wrong again. So then, yeah. And then when that happens, I just start shit talking myself, and then that spreads to everybody else. And then here we go.
So words of encouragement and shit talking.
Yeah. But I also pick like somebody every single day, like whoever I'm training with. Like even when I train with Branding, like the other day, and we ran sprints for the first time that I ran in a year. And I was like in my head counting like, all right, he's taking like 15-second breaks, like in between like sets and stuff. I'm taking 10. And then he started taking 10. And I was like, all right, I don't even need a break. So then it, like as soon as I'd be done and I turn around, he'd start going. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going as soon as he hits that cone. And then I died. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I died. I was sitting on the turf, freaking starfished out, shirtless, huffing and puffing.
Jesus. So I've only ever had like the kind of coach that like if you do something wrong, he's in your face,
yeah,
type shit. But if you do it right, he's like your biggest hype man.
Yeah.
So I've only ever really had that kind of style coaching. But then when I got kind of out of the competition style of it, like Alex was saying, like. When I'm working out with somebody and I see, like, blood in the water, like, when you were getting tired, like, that was my switch. Like, all right, I'm going to try to bury this dude. Yeah. Because, like, for me, that's my kind of style of workout where I can bury him. Yeah. To where if it's a barbell workout, it's the other way around. Yeah. So, if I got a chance to bury Alex, I'm fucking taking it. I'm fucking taking it, dude. Yeah. So, it just kind of depends. I mean, that's where the competition, like, that's the first training partner I've had since AJ left. So, kind of get back into that kind of style of competition was nice again.
But see, like, I think a lot of people misconstrued when we are being competitive like that, you know? So, like, it almost, like, fueled us again because we started having athletes come in and they were, like, early that day. Mm-hmm. So it was like, how dare you, like, come into, like, our practice time kind of thing. So it was just like, all right, like, we can go again, you know, like that sort of thing. But then the other thing is, too, it's like, if I'm not pushing myself in order to push Brandon, or because like then when AJ comes back, like he relies on us, whether he admits it or not, like to get him back to the CFL, or like, you know, if an NFL team calls at any time, like he needs to be ready. So that's on us, and as like training partners in order to keep him at that high level and not let him get satisfied at like the accolades that he's won or the things that he's done in the past kind of thing. Like tomorrow's not promised. So you need to earn your day and keep going from there. And that's why I'm a big proponent of training partners. And now I'm going to go on another rant and I'm done.
No. Keep on that. Actually, let's add that in here for today then. So like we just talked about like coaching styles and different types of coaching styles. Let's add in the importance of training partners.
Well, when you have a training partner, like as a coach, I can step aside.
Yep.
I might get in. Someone's like kind of make like the sisters yesterday. The younger sister was getting the older sister on the squat.
Yep.
And she admits it. She's like, okay, let's go get that basketball court out. Let's go then.
Yep.
So she kind of let that
You
fuel
did.
a little
You
bit.
just chirp it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she took that into the belt squat workout.
Yep.
Where, first time being on a belt squat with that kind of weight and for 4 minutes and you didn't drop.
Yep.
That's impressive.
Because sister didn't drop. You know what I'm saying? But had sister not been there whooping her ass on the squat, she probably would have quit. Because you can see it. You can watch them like internalize like, nope, I'm giving up. Nope, I'm giving up. And then all of a sudden their eyes light up again. They're like, nuh-uh. Like I got a second win. Like I'm good.
And we can just sit back and watch. Like I don't got to be sitting there chirping and like, this is why you get your ass bullied in the paint type thing.
Yeah.
Because she's that kind of athlete and we can say that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think you need both forms of training with a partner and without a partner?
I think for me personally, I like knowing that I can go to a place where I can pretty much physically beat myself down and not need somebody there watching me.
Yeah.
Because like
mental fortitude.
In life, you're not always going to have somebody there
holding your hand.
Yeah. So I like having that ability, but I also like there's nothing funner than going through hell with somebody else at the same time.
Yeah.
I admit the two things that I do miss is you guys are kind of prime examples. Wearing the multiple hats and having that ability to push someone. One thing that I've noticed over the years is that I'm kind of, I don't know, I guess I'm a little different. I've been called PT dad on I don't know how many different days, where I guess I have more of a quiet, approach to coaching, where I'm not going to necessarily be in your face at all hours of the day or in all moments when you're training. But when you do something right, I'm going to let you know. When you do something wrong, I'm going to let you know. But I'm not going to be berating you badly for it, or I'm not going to get in your face. As for training partners, I train alone. So I don't have, that is actually something I'm looking for right now, but I don't have anyone that trains the way I do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially with the type of training I do and the things I want to do with my training right now, I'm looking for that right now. So if you have time, please let me know. Because don't get me wrong, I like the whole CrossFit aspect in the classes, but no one can go to zones like I want to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I will suffer, but I don't want to keep doing CrossFit workouts to have that training partner aspect. I would like to have the ability, that's why I love rugby so much. Because when I had the guys that I could train with and I could push with, that to me was training. That was fun. That was okay, we're going to go out here later. I had a guy who could kick my ass on back squat. He would back squat 505 or 515. We'd go out on the pitch and we would lock in a scrum and I would pass. And that is what I want. And I just haven't found it yet. But with training partners, what would you guys recommend when you are, because obviously you're not going to know who's a great training partner until you've actually gone through the fire with them. What do you guys look for in a training partner?
Someone that's stronger.
Someone that's stronger.
In terms of it, right? So I want somebody that's stronger but also knows their shit. So when of course I'll use Westside for example or whatever, I knew going in there I had an 840 squat at the time, and in my group that was 360 pounds less than the top squatter in that group. So that there's a huge difference in there. Yeah. He squatted 1,200, and then the other two were raw. They don't even wear anything except a belt, and they were squatting 100 pounds more than me. So it's and it's just you're always top dog or big fish in your little pond until you get thrown in the ocean. So then all of a sudden you're a little minnow swimming with sharks. And you need to be that shark. So Like, whenever I train with Brandon or whatever, like, yeah, sure. Like, are the weights different on the bars and stuff like that? But I also trust him in a sense that, like, he can see and pinpoint little things that, like, I'm not feeling or that I'm doing off. And then he can make that adjustment. And it's like that. Like, when you're training with certain weights up to a certain point, it almost becomes like a life or death situation, because if you do, like, go to bench 800 pounds and something's wrong with the handoff or my wrist buckle, now, like, that 800 pounds drops fast. Like, you don't understand how fast it drops. Yeah. You can't react fast enough. So, like, it's just little stuff like that, like, my life's on the line in, like, certain situations, and it's like, you have to trust, like, your training partners. And I think, like, having training partners just in general, you naturally start building that trust with them. And the days that I would have tapped so much earlier in those sprint workouts, but it was just like, nope, like, he's still going. All right. Cause, like, I don't think I asked once, how many are we doing on this? It's just like, I'm going until I can, like, and then it's his job to, like, keep me up too, until I drop and then go 2 more times, you son of a bitch. Yeah. But I would advise, if you want to try something new, especially like our no-name kids, ask a dude or ask a chick that is literally doing the same sheet in the same day that you are. Just work out with them. You'd be shocked at how instant, I guess, a PR is going to come that day. And it'll give you the answer to whether, like, you're king shit or you're a piece of shit. Like, it's just like, I don't know. Like, today, even with the 2 college girls that we had, they did the exact same workout on different racks, but the incoming freshman was beating the hell out of the freshman that had already, like, done the workout by a whole 50 pounds. Smoked her.
Wow.
And it's just like, like, you two should be training partners at the end of the day. But it is what it is right now. They walked in at different times, so I guess I'll give them the benefit of the doubt then. But she still took that Ellen Pig. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Anything else you guys want to add?
That's the rant.
That's it. All right. We hope you guys enjoyed today's episode talking about coaching styles and the importance of training partners. We'll probably continue this one a little bit, maybe on a future episode. But just to kind of get the rant out a little bit. We will see you guys next time.